Good morning, everyone. Yeah, you're stuck with me after having that handsome devil, Dave Evans, for the last several weeks. I'm Phil Nichols. I'm joined today by Jeff Green. Welcome to SafeDefend Live. Jeffrey.
Good morning. How we doing?
How are you?
Sporting the colors for this weekend. So
sporting the colors. You're ready to roll. KU's a football school.
We are a sports school.
There you go. I like that. I like that a lot. So, hey, I want to jump right into today's topic. You know, there's so much going on across the country right now with schools and businesses and how they're addressing just the need for additional immediate notification, security systems, training, development to ensure that their workplace is safe. Walk me through. Now, I'm not asking you to name names, although you can if you want, but walk me through just kind of some of the different solutions that are out there. What do you see as the pros and the cons of those systems?
Yeah, I think I'd just start out by maybe framing it this way. You know, imagine you're a parent, you're at work or you're at home, and you get a text from your kid that your building's notification and alarm and crisis management and active shooter crisis alert system basically has been activated and you're locking down because you don't know what's going on. That's, honestly, in this day and age, that's truly one of every parent's worst nightmares that could ever take place. And unfortunately, one of the most popular companies that's out there on a lanyard-based system is having numerous false alarms where buildings are getting dumped, where alarms are being activated inadvertently and points of failure. And, just like we also, when we're working with our clients, tell them that no drill should ever be a surprise drill when you're talking about a crisis notification solution like SafeDefend. You should never have to fear that your child is in danger when they're not. And the impact of that is really substantial in a lot of different ways. Not only is it the anxiety, stress, fear that it generates with your students, with yourself, with the parents, with the community. But what happens the next time that system goes off? You're going to be sitting there wondering, is this a false alarm again? Or is this the real thing? And at some point, and we've talked about this in other scenarios on Facebook Live as well, but alarm fatigue sets in and it does not take long before that happens. And that's why, these types of solutions really have to be locked down to the degree that you don't have false alarms, that you don't have that type of incident take place. One, it diminishes the response from those in the building the next time it goes off. It diminishes the response of law enforcement the next time it goes off. And we have to be in a position where, God forbid, if this ever happens, we have to take it seriously every single time and feel like we are in a position to respond effectively. And the only way that happens is if we drill appropriately, which means everybody knows it's a drill. Everybody knows what we're doing. So when that system is activated, you can count on the fact that you need to take action and be prepared. And the last thing I ever want is for to ever receive a text from my kids, because I've still got two in school, one in high school, one in 8th grade, that says, "Hey, we're in lockdown." Other than them getting sick, that's probably the second biggest fear I have as a parent.
Yeah, and I think we talked. There's companies out there that have had as many as up to 1,000 calls made in a day.
Yes.
On some of these systems to dispatch in these big, huge districts, and it's for a variety of reasons, right? Like you talked about, fatigue. The alarm fatigue. I mean, that's a real thing. And what that does to human beings is now people believe, well, it's just another false alarm. It's just another false alarm. Just another false alarm.
I mean, we've had stories from everything from somebody activating the system because they have fallen and they couldn't get up. Not even a joke. That was legitimately what the report came in as. They're using this system inadvertently, we've had a principal share with us that one of their staff members was bringing in some bagels for the staff that day, and it was up against, as she was carrying them, it was up against her chest, set the system off. Yep. And not only that, it gave the wrong location. I mean, we're talking about substantial failure points that are design flaws that grossly negatively impact how you should be treating this type of situation. And, and we've never been a company that, wants to necessarily negatively sell against any of our competitors. In the sense, we always try to position ourselves as
sure,
the most comprehensive and the best designed. The problem is some of our competitors out there are creating horrible situations for their clients, and it's negatively impacting how law enforcement is going to respond, how you as a parent are going to feel about sending your kid to school, how as a student or a staff member in that building, when that alarm goes off, how you feel, and how that is, there's potential long-term ramifications for failures to design a system around best practice. And that's really where we are so different. This is, we're almost at 11 years now in business, and, we have evolved and grown, and always taken into account from our clients, what they say they need, what we see as best practice, law enforcement side, how we facilitate response. And that is what makes the difference in what SafeDefend does. And it becomes disheartening, is probably too light of a word, to see companies out there just putting something out to put it out and not really have thought about how an effective design should look.
Yeah, and I think that's we talk all the time about there's people that do things, and I'm not saying intentionally, they do it, they're trying to do the right things, but they get a false sense of, oh, we've done everything we can because we have this button around our neck.
Right.
Well, if it fails, if it doesn't work, you haven't done everything you can. If you're not training, if you're not doing real training, and I'm not saying people are doing training. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's not training that really is going to help you in a situation.
Right.
You gotta be doing the right types of training, the right amount of times. You got to be focused on doing things that are going to have real lasting results, and not just stuff that puts a Band-Aid on something that makes you feel good, like you're doing the things you should be doing. I mean, that serves no purpose. I use the analogy of, there's two things my dad always told me: you don't cut corners on brakes and tires on a vehicle, right? And there's a lot of truth. I don't care so much if I run out of gas, but I care if I have no brakes, right? I don't care so much if my car, maybe the paint job's not perfect, but I care if my brakes aren't perfect.
Right.
I mean, there's just certain things you've got to make sure that you're getting right. And I think across the country, there's an awful lot of people that are doing things that have been proven not to work when a situation happens. But in the moment, it makes them feel good because they've done something.
Right. Well, and to that point, and some of these are also utilized as a daily management tool, right? And daily management tools and crisis alarms should never be combined.
Right.
You really are failing when you're trying to utilize something daily that also has the capabilities of being that protection model. The other aspect of this is notification alone is not enough. We've seen this over and over and over again.
Yep.
That notification alone is not enough, and being able just to set a system off is not going to save lives. We talk about that time gap. We talk about from the moment that event happens till someone is able to, law enforcement, whoever is able to get there and take care of the situation. We are on our own, and that's when lives are lost. 11 minutes at Covenant Elementary in Nashville. I mean, notification alone is not enough. And and then we're seeing the design flaws show up where wireless systems, we talk about this over and over again. You would never see a wireless fire alarm. You would never see a wireless fire pull station. You would never see that ability to have someone carry around a fire extinguisher with them in a mobile capacity. You need them located where they can get to them, where they could utilize them. And so we've failed to address the problem. But what we're looking at with these mobile type devices are just a feel good piece that runs its course very, very quickly. And it's interesting. We actually just saw a news report of a school district that adopted it, and the first words out of the reporter's mouth were, "Hey, this is a system that we know have had multiple false alarms at your neighboring school district. How are you guys addressing that?" So, it comes down to, it comes down to, do you want to provide something that's going to make a difference and save lives, or are you wanting to put something that feels good temporarily?
Listen, most things that are quality take some time. Most things that are quality, you're going to have to invest in. Just because it's easy to install doesn't mean it's effective. It usually means the opposite.
Right.
And I think that, common sense, we know this in every walk of life, but we just, and I think it goes back to this, Jeff. I think people still believe it's never going to happen to them.
Right.
I just believe that.
I think we're seeing a little bit of a shift from that. I do think that they're trying to prepare for that, but again, the likelihood that they're hedging against, but their solution to that is that feel good, that quick response. Hey, I've done something now. So we should be good. We should be good.
Yeah.
And you talked about your dad. Well, my dad used to say that you get what you pay for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean,
we're seeing that play out. We're seeing that play out, over and
everything
over.
I've ever bought in my life that I thought, boy, I really got them. Boy, man, what a great deal. I was replacing it in a very short period of time.
Right.
But anyway. Well, Jeff, I want to put a bow on this. I want to give you last words. I want you to talk about, I know we got some cool things coming up with the SafeDefend Academy. We got a lot of new trainings coming out. There's a lot of cool things going on.
We're gonna be putting on some academies that are going to help law enforcement really blend with the school district and how they can help support and be effective in any level of crisis that may exist. We're going to be working with superintendents, districts, admin, building admin, and counselors on putting some 2-day academies together on how to navigate all the left of bang stuff, the prevention, the preparation, but then also, the best practices for, if you do experience a crisis. All of that is really, really pretty exciting for what's coming up. So, when it comes down to it, we're not going to be the right fit for everybody.
Yeah, sure.
And we're okay with that. But where we are the right fit, our clients are clients for life. And that's where we want to be for those that really want to make a difference. Treat this as insurance that you hope you never have to use it, but you're damn glad it's there. Yep. And, when it comes to saving lives, there's no other system that's going to save a life like ours will.
That's fact, my friend. Well, Jeff, I appreciate you very much. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, go get the dub this weekend. It's all good, my friend. And then the other thing is, and this sometimes hurts some people, we got to pray. And I say this every week, whoever's playing Texas, to beat them.
KU hung in there for a half. We gave it a shot, and we've done it in the past. We showed up and stung them a time or two in the past. So, but we didn't get her done this year with Texas. But yeah, I'm all for watching Texas go down. I think they're going to have a real rude awakening in the SEC here.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll see what happens. Well, brother, have a great weekend. Enjoy your family. We appreciate you joining us today, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right, Jeff. Thank you very much. Join us every Friday at 9 o'clock now. 9 o'clock was 9:30. 9 o'clock for SafeDefend Live. You all have a great weekend.